Putazos y Pendejadas Podcast.
Thank you for joining us on the big show. With us, as always, we got the man, the myth, the legend from East Dallas, Diamond Dave. How are you, man?
Feeling good, feeling great, man. How are you?
Good, man. And I'm Mark Salinas. Let's get going, David. Listen, let's jump right into last Friday night. We had Sergio Chirino Sanchez versus Rafael El Divino Espinosa, the 6'1 featherweight champion. Listen, I thought the Mexican standout amateur who beat El Tren twice in the unpaid ranks would do better. They built it up last year. I was up for it. Mexico was really pushing this fight. Azteca was pushing it. Unfortunately, Espinosa got picked to fight Tren, and Mexico and I never got to see the Chirino Espinosa fight. It came and it didn't go as I thought. I thought Chirino was going to win, or I thought it was going to be even a better fight, but it didn't go as built. Espinosa systematically beat Chirino. He made it look very easy. I saw a confident kid who seemed to have a bright future and defended his title. How did you see it?
Well, I remember you telling me about this fight, and you know about Chirino, and you know about his history as a hot Mexican prospect. So I took a look at his resume, and I noticed it was pretty weak, man. I mean, the guy struggled with very average competition. You like to say that one of the hardest ways to come up is fighting in Mexico. But when you see a guy that's as highly touted as Chirino was, having close fights with guys that have very bad records, that's not a good sign. I also got to say, Espinosa had the same kind of record as Chirino. The records of his opponents aren't so great. I know you were like, man, Chirino's got a shot. He's got a shot at this. I didn't give him a shot. And this is the main reason why. When he's in with a quality fighter like Robesi Ramirez, you got to see him not only come off the canvas, come back, fight hard, and even in the 12th round, when he needed it most, secure a knockdown so that he could get the win. That is the stuff that BoxRec can't tell you, right? No amount of amateur experience can show you that a fighter has that in them. We know that Espinosa has it. We weren't sure that Chirino had it. That's why I went big on, well, I didn't go big. I threw a 20-twin on Espinosa by knockout. I tried to get you to go on that bet, man, but you weren't having it, bro.
No, I was going for Chirino and the big payday on the my boxing knowledge, and I thought I was gonna get one over on everybody. I'm like, he, nobody knows about Chirino. I'm gonna put some money on him. Luckily, I forgot to put the money on him though, man.
All right, so you got saved. Yeah, Mark, I know you like the underdog, man. You love the underdog, but the underdogs are underdogs for a reason most of the time, buddy. Anyway, what we saw from Espinosa on Saturday was, to me, the most dangerous fighter at 126 pounds. He may not be the best. We don't know that for sure yet, but he's definitely the nightmare matchup. Kind of reminds me of Fundura at 154 pounds, right? Where you got two freakishly tall guys for their weight class. They're a nightmare matchup for anybody. And on any given night, they can beat any fighter in their division, just like Fundura beat Tim Tszyu. We all know that a lot of that had to do with the cut, but a lot of it also had to do with Fundura's height and his reach, right? And the fact that the guy can take a fucking punch. With Espinosa, I see something similar with him at 126 pounds. He's a 6'1" featherweight. But not only does he bring that size and reach, Mark, he brings real boxing skills. He has an excellent engine, but he knows how to throw punches and to sneak his shots in. You remember that first knockdown that he scored?
Mm-hmm.
That was a beautiful counter left uppercut. Chirino was throwing the right hand, and Espinosa turned with that shot and threw the uppercut and caught him with it. Like he rolled with the punch, but he also landed his uppercut at the same time. Beautiful punch.
Yeah.
Chirino didn't see it, got knocked down. Those are the types of things, man. That's the science of boxing that Espinosa brings. It's not just height, it's not just reach, it's not just heart. He's got skills too. we'll see what happens with his rematch versus Robesi Ramirez. I think they are shooting for November of this year. Mark, how do you feel about that rematch, and how do you think it's going to go down?
On that rematch, I think I'm gonna see an even more confident Espinosa than the first fight. And me and that momentum theory, man. I think Espinosa's coming into this fight a different fighter, a more confident fighter, if we can say that he can be more confident. And I think it's gonna be an easier win. I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park, but it's gonna be an easier win for him. I think he'll be able to take Tren Ramirez's punch better. We can see he has a chin, although we saw him against a pillow-fisted Chirino. But he does have a chin. He's got confidence. I think he's going to beat him in a unanimous decision, easier than the first time.
Wow, easier. I still think it's a 50-50 fight, man. Going into the fight, I thought Ramirez was going to win this easily because I hadn't heard of Espinosa. But seeing what I saw, that was a close fight, and it was a damn good fight. It was fight of the year, man, one of the fights of the year for sure. And that was a really close fight. One of the problems for Tren in that fight was he was looking for the knockout early. He gave up a lot of rounds because he was just looking for the KO. I don't think he's going to do that this time. He's going to have a different fight plan. Ismael Salas was trying to tell him, you need to be more active. Stop looking for the KO. And Robesi ignored him. And don't forget, Robesi had knocked down Espinosa in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Espinosa got up and he fell into the ropes again.
Yeah.
A lot of times referees would have stopped the fight if they had seen that. So Espinosa is really lucky that they allowed that fight to continue. I still think it's 50-50, man. But one thing's for sure, it's probably going to be a hell of a fight again.
No doubt about it, man. We're all looking forward to it. I honestly think Espinosa is going to pull it off, but we're all going to win with a rematch on that one. I mean, if the rematch is as great as the first one, we deserve a trilogy. Either way it goes, because like you said, the first one could have easily been Tren Ramirez's win in the 5th round. And honestly, if they had given the decision to him, I really wouldn't have debated it. I mean, it was that good of a fight. David, this weekend we have Bam Rodriguez versus Gallo Estrada in a huge one. The old man is showing no respect. He's talking confidently like an old warrior who's been in many championship battles should, right? Now, the young warrior isn't showing too much respect either. And I think the older warrior is overlooking the young lion. Back in 1836, there was an old, wise warrior general in Santana with the same arrogance, and he overlooked the young Tejanos, and we all know how that one turned out. David, this is going to be a huge fight. It's the pay-per-view for the weekend. I think it's the biggest fight of the weekend. How do you see this one turning out?
Bam's doing a little something interesting in preparation for this fight. I know he's taking this fight serious. Many of you might have heard he's sparring with Chocolatito. And I know Gallo had some words about that. He said he's not concerned about it. Him and Chocolatito don't fight the same, don't have the same style. He doesn't think it's of use to Bam at all. I disagree, man. I think when you're sparring in with a fighter, a great fighter like Chocolatito, that can only benefit you. It's true, though, that Gallo's style and Chocolatito's style are very different, but I'm sure Robert Garcia has other fighters to mimic Gallo in there for Bam. So it's not like Chocolatito's the only sparring partner for him, right?
Right.
And this is also happening. Since Bam and Chocolatito are both really close friends, that they're trading notes on Gallo. And Chocolatito's very familiar with Gallo Estrada. So I think it's a huge benefit for Bam. What is not a huge benefit, though, Gallo's 34 years old, Mark. The last time we saw him was in his last fight versus Chocolatito, and that was in December of 2022. So that's what, 18 months?
Yeah, 18 months layoff, man.
Now, I'm pretty sure this man is experienced. He's keeping sharp in certain way, or in some way he's keeping sharp. But not being in the ring for that long, I don't think it's an advantage for him. Bam, on the other hand, has been more active, and he's 24 years old, 10 years younger than than Gallo Estrada. I think Bam, with the advantage in speed, the multiple styles that he can bring into the ring, I got to favor Bam big time in this fight. I think he wins it big.
Yeah, I think Bam wins it big as well. El Gallo has, we mentioned, had many, many battles, and Bam is a special talent, man. Now, speaking about Bam, he's one of the best in the world. A lot of boxers really love him. They really love watching him, but not a lot of people are talking about him or putting Bam, on their pound for pound list. David, do you have him in your pound for pound list? And if he beats Gallo Estrada, should he be mentioned or be put on a pound for pound list by people?
I haven't really revised the list in a while. I would say, though, I think Bam deserves to be on it now. He for sure, hands down, should be on everybody's pound for pound list if he beats Gallo Estrada on Saturday. I mean, he's got to look good too. It's got to be an impressive win, a clear win. I think how he wins matters, but he should be on everyone's list. Just think about all the work that he's done at 24 years of age. He's already a 2-division champ. He's unified belts at 112 pounds, and he's about to come back to the division and fight another guy who's the man at 115 pounds. That's big time stuff right there, man. He's got to be on your pound for pound list after Saturday, should he win.
Yeah, definitely. He should be on a pound for pound list. And actually, I would rank him somewhere in the middle there, not just barely making it. I mean, this guy's unifying divisions and things. He's done a lot in his really young career. It's almost like a Hall of Fame resume already at a young age. Texas, you got Regis Prograis. We got Oshaki Foster. We've got Bam Rodriguez. We have Mario Barrios. We have Cardenas there at 122 in the mix down there.
Virgil Ortiz.
And Virgil, actually, we spoke to him in January, and we asked him what I'm about to ask you: who holds the torch in boxing? For Texas, and we also mentioned Earl Spence there. Well, Virgil says it's Bam Rodriguez. I'm thinking Bam, maybe Oshaki. He's had some pretty remarkable defenses of his title and a win of his title. Would you say that Bam is holding it down for Texas? Is he holding the torch right now?
Yeah, absolutely. The work that he's done in 2 divisions so far, you gotta say it's Bam, without a doubt, man. I think Bam is a special fighter. He's proven it. I think he's going to prove it again Saturday. And there's no doubt about it. He's the man representing Texas boxing at the moment.
That's it, man. Bam Rodriguez holding it down for the Tejanos, and Bam Rodriguez should be defending Texas just like the Tejanos did in 1836. Bam, remember San Jacinto, man. And anyway, thank you guys for following us. We are close to 1,000. Keep subscribing, keep leaving comments, and hit them likes. We'll see you next week.